Hello, and welcome to Salem Witch Trials Daily. I'm Josh Hutchinson.
Hi, I'm Sarah Jack. We're stepping away from the courtroom and into the kitchen and the hearth to talk about something that was strictly forbidden by the ministers, but practiced by almost all the people: folk magic.
When we think of the Salem Witch Trials, we often think of the accused witches supposedly signing the devil's book. But the reality is that the accusers and the neighbors were often the ones using magic. They called it countermagic, or what historian Emerson Baker calls the home security system of colonial America.
In a world where you believed a neighbor could hurt your livestock or your children just by looking at them, you needed protection. And one of the most common methods was the witch bottle.
This was a very specific recipe. We know from accounts like the incident at the Walton Tavern in New Hampshire that people would take a bottle and fill it with urine, usually the victim's urine, along with pins, nails, or other sharp metal objects.
This sympathetic magic was believed to be the magic link between the witch and the victim. By boiling this urine and pin mixture or burying it under the hearth, it was believed to inflict pain on the witch who may have cast a spell or curse, tormenting the tormentor until they revealed themselves or the curse broke.
We even see this in the Salem records. Roger Toothaker, a folk healer who died in prison during the trials, famously claimed he had taught his daughter how to kill a witch by boiling urine.
It wasn't just bottles. If you visit historic homes in New England, you might find old shoes concealed in the walls, near chimneys or doors.
They believed witches entered through portals, doorways, windows, and especially chimneys. So they would hide objects like shoes or even desiccated cats in the walls to distract or trap the evil spirit before it could enter the room.
Apotropaic symbols like hexafoils or daisy wheels were used on mantles and beams to ward off the evil. Folk magic wasn't just for protection, it was also used to see the future.
One popular method was called the Venus glass or umancy. This involved dropping an egg white into a glass of water, and the shape of the egg white was supposed to resemble the tool of the trade of your future husband, so you could see who you're going to wed by what he used at his work. Very fascinating.
There's also references to the sieve and scissors, where a sieve was balanced on shears to answer yes or no questions. But the most famous act of folk magic in Salem wasn't a game, it was something that was eaten: the witch cake.
The witch cake is the spark that Samuel Parris claimed raised the devil in Salem. In late February 1692, a neighbor named Mary Sibley instructed Parris's enslaved servants, Tituba and John Indian, on how to make this English counter magic cake.
They took rye meal and mixed it with the urine of Betty and Abigail, baked it in the ashes, and fed it to a lucky dog.
The theory was that lucky dog is a common familiar for the devil. By feeding the dog the cake containing the victim's essence, it would hurt the witch and force her to reveal herself.
It backfired, of course. Instead of stopping the afflictions, the girl started naming witches immediately after. This is an example that even though folk magic was publicly condemned, it was a very popular behavior in the culture.
If you want to learn more about the objects found in walls, specific spells used, other ways that folk magic was used, on the thing about witch hunts, we have episodes with Emerson Baker and Maya Rook that you will want to check out. Come back and join us tomorrow when we look at the primary sources, the direct records of the Salem witch trials.